Hello again. Had a couple issues come up in MAP and thought this might be a good time to kind of show some troubleshooting strategies that I used because two of these questions were pretty comprehensive for a number of questions that I'll get. So we're going to start here with Ashley's question. And she started off saying, I have 4 new students for testing, can only find 1 in the system. And these are the kids that they're not able to find. And actually is a newer DHC, but has kind of hit me up a few times. So, I know she's still kind of like working her way around. And so first thing I noticed here is that, when she's doing this search, she was searching for a last name and first name and student ID and state ID. That stuff is bad to do. The searches are really, really finicky. You really should just search by student last name. And even then it can get messed up if it's like an Axel Eckert III Jr. or something like that. So you might need to end up looking in Salesforce to see like what the name is listed as. And then get a little bit creative with how you're searching for things. Like just search for the student ID is totally an option there. So that was my first thought. However, when I actually went onto MAP and did a search, I found Eckert no problem. But then I realized, here's what I did. Let me actually just show you on MAP. That, of course, I need to log in. Essentially what had happened is like I searched under managed students and I found him there. Eckert, no problem. Axel's right there. But when I went to go to manage test sessions and find students, when I searched him up that time, I wasn't able to find him. I did this time because I've fixed it since then, but not being able to find him here was weird. So what I did was I went back to the student page, took a look at him, and then I'm going to show you a couple things that you will probably look at for each student. So the number one thing is the view update here to make sure that essentially their information is full. Sometimes when students are not loading in the system, they, in Axel's case, were a student at Fusion at a different Fusion like well over a year ago, and so the system got confused somehow. Oftentimes that's because Salesforce has incomplete information. That wasn't the case for Axel. I'm really not sure why the issue was taking place, but either way, it got confused, and you'll notice that it has this gap in terms here. I just added this term today. So you can add a term right here. You add a term, you put in the grade level, put in the appropriate school, and so on and so forth. So I did that, and that fixed Axel's problem. So now he was able to be searched. Simple as that. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about the view edit kind of thing here. But you also might see other things here. You might need to merge things. Remember how we talked about like if you manually enroll a student and then they don't warn you when they enroll someone, there's going to be a manually enrolled version and the auto-enrolled version. You're going to want to merge those students. That will come up. Merge is really easy. You click on this and then you like choose the parent one and then they merge together. It's like it's quite simple. There's also a handful of guides for it. The other thing that you're going to do a lot is look at this view update test events. So Axel hasn't tested yet, so there's nothing really interesting to say here. But people might be like, oh, he was testing last week. And I'm like, well, I have no completed events for him. So what that means is that he probably has a suspended test and he hasn't finished yet. So that's something that they need to consider. Let's see if I can find someone who I know who does have tests, because I want to show, I know these kids. You can see sort of the like history of tests that were taken now. In the case of Asher here, every single test is terminated. What that means almost certainly in all these instances is that he started the test, it went on suspension, and then he never finished. And after 28 days, it moved his test to termination. Let's look at his brother here. He probably finished some. So he's got a hybrid, right? Some that were started and never finished. But he did actually manage to complete 2 of these tests back in the day when I was working with him. Great. That's what you're looking at under view update test events. So remember, you can't see suspended tests. You will only be able to see tests that are terminated or complete. If folks want to see suspended tests, then what they need to do is log in as that student as if they were going to a test session. So they need to like get 2 computers and then they can kind of log in that way. Okay, let's go back to the problems that we were having over here. So in the case of John/Jack Shields, I went through and I did a search and Shields returned everything just fine. And I saw Jack Shields there. So I assumed that had something to do with the fact that there's kind of a name change there, and Ashley was probably doing a search based off of that. I'm going to continue actually about this because later on, I get asked, is there a way to change the name of the system? And the answer to this question is only if they change it officially in Salesforce. It's going to update every night on Salesforce, essentially as long as that name is in the system there. However, you can manually change them the day of, which is exactly what I did for Ashley here. And I think, honestly, as a part of the celebrity experience, that we are doing that from time to time. So if you have a AD or DHC message you asking about this, you can let me know the day they're testing, and I can go in and change it, which is a really, really easy process. It's literally just like view, update, you change their name, save, submit, and you're good to go. It's as simple as that. You'll also notice that Ashley here said that Axel was still unfindable for her. And so I first said, hey, make sure you're just doing the basic search, make sure you don't have spaces in your search because it's really finicky. That didn't work. So then I asked her to basically just power cycle, right? She logged out, logged back in, and that fixed the problem. So, if you change something in map, it's generally automatic, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the things have updated on the other side if they're still running the same cycle. So people need to refresh and do things like that to make sure that information is going through. In the case of Kareem Kelly, I don't actually know what was going on there. I think it probably Ashley just made a typo the first time or something like that. Or maybe in putting in all the detailed information, it didn't work. So that solved that problem. All right, let's look at Monica's problem over here. Monica's question, didn't really have a problem in the same way, was asking about, nope, that's too old. Yeah, Monica and I chat. I was asking about Marco DeSalvio completing math and reading. And so that's exactly what I did that I just showed you a minute ago. I looked him up. And at first I misunderstood her. I thought she was asking me if he had a test in process. So I just said, nope, he's got 2 finished tests here. And that's pretty much that. And then she clarified that really what she was curious about is they were confident about his scores because the scores are quite low. So they want to know if something was going on with that. And if there were any, she asked about the number of questions he'd answered on the test, which is always 40 to 44 these days for reading. And I guess maybe not always, but 98% of the time for our grade level students, it's 40 to 44 questions. You can find this by when you go in here, and I'm looking at his test, you can click on View Details, and you actually can do this on a terminated test too, which is a way that I've told people yep, they got to question 40, but then they didn't finish the test. So unfortunately, it's deleted the whole thing. But they'll basically show you how long he spent on each of the questions, the difficulty level of that question, and then where they think his score is. And so I kind of looked at this very briefly just to say, yeah, he answered 43 questions, kind of the normal amount. And the only extra thing I thought in here that was interesting that I shared with her is that if you notice from question 34 onward, there's only 1 correct question. So I did say that there might be a stamina issue going on with this student, which Monica said actually was exactly what was happening in their experience. So we kind of looked at that. I then pulled up the student's student profile, and I pointed out his big gap here in operations algebraic thinking might really have a big thing going on, and that was pretty much it. So sometimes troubleshooting is mostly just about people. This is not even troubleshooting what I'm demonstrating right here. This is just about people wanting to bounce ideas off, trying to get a little bit of your expertise and understanding in what's going on. That was helpful.